Fuck yeah, that's how we do this. This stream is not going to be coherent. It's going to be screaming.
Yeah.
We're going.
No game show. Okay.
We are audible.
So we are. Oh, we're audible? Oh shit. Sorry about that, folks. If we said anything cruel or unusual, well, you know, die with it. Hello. Uh,
Hello.
Welcome. You're watching another AP of Biotrophication, which is funding now and has almost hit its $2,000 goal for additional art. So go get it. This
Go
is
in
a
there, make Eclipse do more work. Get in there.
yeah,
Come on.
exactly.
Come on.
This is an alien horror romance TTRPG that I wrote and am writing. And today I have my good friend Grief. Say hi, Grief. Introduce yourself.
Hi, we're Grief. We're a strange animal clown car of a beast, trans plural girl system, as we like to call ourselves. And we're here to get fucking weird.
Hell yeah. Um, yeah. I guess without any further introduction, let's read the introduction. Um,
Let's do it.
how about because I often read the first paragraph. How about we do alternating like subjects
Mhm. The
headers.
tight, the headers.
Yeah,
All right,
and
makes sense.
you do the first, I'll do the second, etc., etc.
All right, sounds good. We lucky we did our throat warm ups for this today. It scared the shit out of our cat. Let's do this. Introduction. This game is meant to be somewhere between distressing and hot. This is not a game about a human society with human ethics. It comes after that, when the stars turn their eyes to a world rife with capitalism and ecological disaster and decide to take the blazing gun from the hands of humanity. This is not a post game either. It does not believe that what the aliens do is right, or that this would be an ideal end to capitalism. It is merely a reflection on an idea that's been shared across history. Given the choice between the possessive stare of a forceful but caring angel and the cold grip of capitalism, well, at least the angel is caring, right?
What is this? You're reading Biotrophication, a horror sci-fi romance TTRPG for two players, in which player plays a human who's resisted becoming a compliant pet like Biotrophy, and the other plays an alien who questions the ideology behind conquering humanity and creating these biotrophies in the first place. The aliens' people won handily against humanity. It was a bloodless war, but one that used weapons utterly unrecognizable to the few rebels who tried and failed to fight back. The sort of violence the aliens wield is not one that even involves fighting. It's ideological. It exists in the mind, in the nerves, and humans can't resist it. The human is entertained with a fake job in a domed city, surveilled, and given just enough autonomy to feel as if they have properly resisted the end of their world. Every week, they meet with the alien assigned to them as a sort of therapist and mediator who's collecting data on them, hungering for them, considering the best way to break them into a thing that will look nice on a leash. To the alien society, this is a divine process, the highest the humans can aspire to.
How do I play? You'll play out this story through a number of weeks, each of which contains a human scene, an alien scene, and an appointment scene. These minigames mark notable moments in the human and the alien's time together and apart. There's no need for dice, or cards, or tokens. You'll play this game through conversations with your fellow player, both in and out of character, and endings when the latch on the collar closes or bare teeth shed alien blood.
Is this game safe? If you trust each other and you're honest about your needs, it absolutely should be. First of all, this game contains allusions to gaslighting, allusions to mental and physical changes, an invisible bureaucracy that controls the paths of both human and alien, sex and sexual references, inherent pet play kinkiness. This game might go into even rougher topics, though, depending on where you want to go with it. Helps to have an honest conversation about your limits, things you do and don't want to see, and the worries you might have about playing the game together. You can also find countless safety tools online, which might help guide you through that conversation. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, do we have anything we
Yeah.
didn't talk about in our pre?
I mean, I think we covered most of the conversation pre-stream here when we were discussing this. What we've really said here is that we're playing chicken with your Twitch channel here.
We're
And so
getting
if we do
rather strange with it.
if we do a good enough job, this might be the last stream you ever see on this channel. Let's do this.
That's fine.
We're going to destroy your channel for this one. Let's
You
do it.
want to do? How do we start?
Sure. Decide who will play the human and who will play the alien. Then turn the page and create your character using the questions offered. You can freely fill in any blanks the questions leave, up to and including character pronouns, species name, hometowns, etc. Also, Feel free to discuss why your characters might have been chosen for each other, how they might align or misalign, and what their relationship has been like thus far. Once that's all done, move on to structure of play and begin playing.
Okay. So first you're gonna ask me the human questions.
Indeed, because if you look directly above the two of us, hey, we decided that part already.
Yeah, we made that decision.
We made that decision already. So, human questions. What does your name sound like to you?
Hmm.
You want me to read the options out as well, or?
Uh, yeah, let's do that. That was fun
Yeah,
last time.
all right. All right, I'll read the options out as well. So, what does your name sound like to you? My parents? Fire in the old house. Cigarettes and neon. My people. Nothing anymore.
I think nothing anymore.
Uh, Ooh, all right. I like that. All right, fun option. What does your name sound like to the alien? A homeworld wet thrum. The gate, which they rejected. The cold flame between galaxies. The first grass they smelled. The moaning ocean on Grau.
Uh, let's go with the first grass they smelled.
Ooh, okay. All right. So, what are you pretending you still do? Write, care, teach, dig, sell.
I'm gonna go with care, and I
Okay.
think my character is a dog walker.
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. What's stopping you from giving in? This is exactly my kink in a way that's disquieting. In my new habitat, there won't be the laundry smell. I don't want to believe this is happening. I know there's no way back once I do, and I have more to do. This feels like death.
I like in my new habitat there won't be the laundry smell.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one. That's a good one.
And I
All
think
right. Oh,
in
go ahead.
terms of my character name, uh
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of leaning towards a he him this time.
Ooh, all
Um
right. All right. Okay.
perhaps
Interesting.
even perhaps even one of these.
Mm.
Maybe uh Scotch.
Oh. Scotch. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, you know.
We've got a direction here and we're going with it. All
Yeah.
right.
Um
So, I believe it's
Alien.
time for you to ask me some questions.
Yeah. What sort of organism are you? Bug, plant, mollusk, sludge, or energy?
Let's go with plant.
Okay.
Let's go with plant
Classic,
this time. We
classic one.
Yeah. We've seen a lot of bugs, we've seen a lot of mollusks on these streams that we've tuned into. Let's do plant. Let's get in there.
Hell yeah.
Mhm.
What sort of biotrophy would the human be for you, do you think? A roommate of sorts? My first and sweetest mate, of course. One of my many fascinating possessions? A subject of my strange experiments? Or a partner in understanding the universe?
One of my many fascinating possessions.
Good. Uh, what's uncomfortable about making the human your biotrophy? There's nothing that makes us better than them. I feel myself warping to their needs by the second. I won't make an extension of myself like this. One day the human will be right to kill me. The guilt is unraveling me.
Well, it's not the last one, I'll tell you that much. That's not
Mm-hmm.
happening. There's no guilt here.
Of course.
One day, the human will be right to kill me.
Gotcha. What tempts you toward making the human your biotrophy? In the void of space, I need something to care for. If the roles were reversed, they do worse. I've heard that Terrasex is incredible. I enjoy the hunt perving over this animal. I am made for this.
I love these options. I enjoy the hunt, perving over this animal.
This is good. Okay.
Mhm.
Awesome.
Very good. All right, and so we're kind of picturing, you know, so let's talk a little bit about the character we've got here. Pronouns. I think we're gonna go with we, us, they.
Oh god. Okay.
And so I'm picturing again a weird. We're picturing Ovian creatures. We're
Yeah.
picturing, but now here's the thing: is that with this species we're building here of plants, they don't have to take like humanoid forms.
Right.
They could be but vines stretched across into some sort of like a floating flower. So I think our alien here specifically chooses to do that.
Good. Love that.
And it's kind of scarecrow-esque in a way. As for a name, uh hmm, how about Svane?
How do you spell that?
Uh SV Svein. Svane.
Cool. Svein. Love that. That's awesome. All right.
Mhm.
Um, that leads us into our
Mhm.
next step.
Mhm.
Uh,
All right. Would you like me to read structure of play or?
yeah, go ahead.
All right. Structure of play. Once you've made your characters, begin the first week. During each week, go through the following process. We play a human scene, we play an alien scene, we play an appointment scene,
Okay.
ending the game. Oh, did
Oh
you
yeah,
want
we
to
don't need to
skip?
read any of the game.
Don't need to read into the game? Then we'll
Yeah,
come
we'll
to
read
that
it
later.
later. Yep.
All right.
Okay. The human scene. You can read this one. I'll read the alien scene.
All right. Yeah. Human scene, in which the human encounters something which reminds them they are in a domed city. The aliens player facilitates this scene, but the alien does not necessarily appear. First, the human picks a situation from the list below or their own idea. There's a big promotion, presentation, or party at the human's job. The human witnesses a reminder that biotrophies are commonplace now. An encounter with another human that goes weirdly. The human has an uncomfortable date. The alien indirectly interferes in the human's work.
I like. Let's go with the human witness as a reminder that biotrophies are commonplace now.
Okay. All
Um,
right.
and we'll play through the situation until we reach a natural stopping point. Focus on the differences between the human's previous life and this new one, the omnipresence of alien surveillance, and the ever-present temptation towards biotrophication.
Okay. All right. And so I think the scene we're going to go with here is fairly I don't want to say on the nose here, but so again, you've described Scotch's job here is as a pet walker, uh, dog walker. So I think it's probably a rarer thing these days for the humans to actually still have dogs. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, that sounds about right. I feel like a lot of
Yeah.
them were like taken for research by the aliens.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're doing fine, probably, but we're not here to worry about that. For those that do remain, you've still got dogs to walk, and it's
Yeah,
not like money matters anymore. So you've got that. So I think you're just walking a couple dogs right now.
like three
Just
dogs.
as, like 3 dogs, yeah.
Mhm.
Maybe you got like one big ass dog, one of those like Saint Bernards. You got a big ass dog, and then you got like one of those little white people dogs there. You know, the curly haired ones, crusty eyes, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah,
And I think Scotch is just fucking walking dogs through the city at the start.
love that. Yeah,
Mhm,
Scotch just fucking
mhm, mhm.
like one
Yeah,
one hand holding the dog leashes, one hand
yeah,
like looking at his phone, trying to get like
mm,
something interesting to look at while does
yeah,
this. Mhm.
yeah. And I think there's a voice that pipes up immediately going, "Oh, they let you keep 3 of them? That's wild."
uh, Scotch, this like I think Scotch is kind of the
Mhm,
like there's like this old like film cliche of like
mm.
one of the sort of like gay trip characters of the sad young man.
Oh
Um,
yeah, oh
that's kind of what
yeah.
Scotch is. Scotch is like
Right.
this like thin-wristed like uh
Mhm,
like a shoulder like almost shoulder length
mhm,
black hair, um,
mhm,
tired eyes, and he kind of just like first looks forward, and I
mhm.
assume then has to look up, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And looking up the individual facing Scotch here is another human. Uh, I want to say, well, human's a stretch in this case. in that they've got themselves a couple of weird cat-like features going on. You know, they've got a tail, the whiskers, the ears, uh, paws,
Mhm.
but otherwise looks kind of like we're picturing, like speaking on the stereotype, sports jock,
Okay.
football jock,
Right.
with the key defining features, of course, being uh, again, the weird cat paws, the ears, and everything. Uh, an old jersey and the collar,
This is my
which has
job.
a yeah. Oh, oh, how interesting. How interesting. Oh, that's fun. See, I never had that as a job. Ooh.
Right.
Oh.
What do you do other than you know, whatever you do with the aliens?
Well, I fetch.
Okay.
Uh, I lay in the sun. Before, oh, used to work at a gas station. Just
Used
like,
to work at yeah.
yeah, they don't really have cars anymore because, well, the domed city and everything. We can't fumes and all that. But hey, I got to pretend.
Right. Where's the one
And
walking you right now?
oh, this huh? And like turns and looks around. And it's like that's a very good question. Where where did the master go? Huh? Huh? And settling and around the corner comes gently kind of floating in. I'm picturing like a lotus flower
Hmm.
with vines floating probably about 10 feet up, and a voice echoes just from it in a voice too far and too close. Just, there you are. I was wondering where you got off to. Hmm, adventurous little thing, this one. And the conversation is already forgot in the pet's eyes. It is already turned around and run excitedly back over.
Huh. Hmm.
Says, oh, interesting. They let you keep three of them.
Yeah, they do. Uh,
Yeah.
does that one keep nice on a leash?
Mm, well, it gets taken by a bit of chaotic interest, of course. How it goes, what with the gene splicing. Bit of intrigue there. Gets a little lost, but I'd say it keeps very nice on a leash. Hmm?
Right.
And, well, and the lotus flower, you can presume, looks around before saying, well, what about, hmm, where's yours?
Well, I have mine right here, and gestures to the three dogs.
Mm. Oh, ah, ah, oh, that's a joke. Oh, that's a joke. Oh, very fun. Very fun. Oh, how quaint. How quaint. I love that. It's good to have the fire and the energy and all that. It's so lovely. Now, so then you're still waiting.
Hang on, I'm slightly readjusting this character's voice. I think I'm gonna go for a British
Yeah.
accent. Uh,
All right, let's do it.
1 second.
Go for it.
God, I'm so congested. I ate like pasta before this, which was a really bad idea.
Great idea, honestly.
Okay, I'm normal now. Uh,
Normal.
yeah, yes. I suppose. Well, no, I'm not. I'm independent.
Oh, independent, you say? Hmm. Very, very interesting. Hmm. Well, that's hmm. Interesting to see independence out and about, but again, it's quaint in nature and I do love it. If you if you ever decide you no longer wish to be the one holding the leashes though, and you could only presume the giant lotus flower gives you some sort of alien wink, but it's really hard to tell considering it doesn't have definable eyes or a mouth or a face.
My understanding is one of you is going to force me sooner or later.
Ah, well, so it goes, occasionally. But it's all for the best after all, isn't it?
I don't know if I
And
quite
now,
agree.
hmm, well, the independents, you always do have your thoughts on the matter, but, forgive me, I must cut this meeting short. I have to continue this walk of ours, and I've got a meeting to attend to.
Hmm. Well, enjoy.
Enjoy. Absolutely, and you as well. Enjoy yourself, little independent.
Yes, of course.
And once more, in an uncomfortable laugh from that's too close and too far, it sails on its way. The cat jock happily trundling along beside or below.
Awesome.
Good. All right.
Yeah, Scotch definitely wants to throw up about this a little bit, but it is what
Just
it
a little
is.
bit.
Mhm. All
Certainly.
right.
All right. So, when the scene ends, the alien asks the human one question from the list below. Do you think the alien coordinated this event? Are you more or less enthusiastic about becoming a biotrophy? Was life better before the aliens? Does this cause you to break down? If yes, skip to this week's appointment scene.
Yeah, feel free to pick one that you want to ask.
Uh, right, I forgot I got to pick. I just naturally assumed you would
uh,
pick. All right. Okay, sorry, I was pouring another thing of tea for myself. Uh, I guess, well, we'll just start with the obvious one here. Are you more or less enthusiastic about becoming a biotrophy?
uh, d- well, uh, if you asked Scotch less, but listen, the he, he did listen. It looked interesting. Basically.
Scotch is like, well, hang on a second here.
Well,
Hang on.
well, hold on just 1 second here, actually.
This,
Um,
I want to throw up in my mouth a little, but wait, hang on a second. Hang on. We can see where this is going, though.
yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Okay. Um, and then the alien scene, in which the alien sees something that reminds them of the fragility or smallness of humanity. The human's player facilitates this scene, but the human does not necessarily appear. First, the alien picks a situation from the list below or their own idea. A coterie of rebels is brought in for the alien to handle, pathetic each. A conversation with others reminds the alien of their mission. Some invisible bureaucrat calls the alien if they want the human domesticated. Reports come in about a human who bit their alien. The alien's quiet time is dreadfully boring.
All right. So I know what I want to pick. I'm just deciding if I want to start with it or not.
Hmm.
And you know what? Yeah, let's start with it. A coterie of rebels is brought in for the alien to handle. Pathetic each. Let's go with it. Right off
Okay.
the hop.
And we will play through the situation until we reach a natural stopping point, focusing on the bureaucracy of the alien's life, the suffusive ideology that pushes conquest and domestication, and the ever present temptation towards biotrophication. Um, so, uh, I think Svein has been called to the
Mm-hmm.
brig of the massive like capital ship that like hangs over Earth,
Mm-hmm.
um, and there is a I think a group of um, hmm, like I'm trying to think of something fun here. I think it's
Mm-hmm.
specifically a it's a coterie of rebels in the sense that it's one robotic body that's had
Mm-hmm.
like 6 or 7 different digital conscious like human digital consciousnesses implanted in it. Um,
Oh.
and uh, Command basically wants Svein to uh get them to relent the access code to their system so that they can be separated and
Mm-hmm.
then put in separate
Yeah.
organic cloned bodies essentially.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. So I think we get Svane again. Compared to the rest of the species, Svane is a weirdo for strolling on in there.
Mhm.
And I don't want to. Again, I mentioned Scarecrow here. It's a reference I hate to make in this case. You know those like videos you see of people pretending to be theater kids, where every fucking move is so exaggerated and like how theater kids move.
Yeah.
It's like excessive. That's kind of how Svane moves.
Svane's kind of doing a
They
Germa walk. Kind of doing a look at me.
kind of doing a fucking Germa walk, kind of doing one of those like keeps leaning in and out in a weird
Mhm.
conversation. It's weird. It's unsettling to look at. Theater kids are just like that.
Yeah.
And strolling on in, looking through.
Mhm.
I'm picturing we got like a view, like a one-way glass situation, looking in towards
Uh,
this collective, or
that or it's just like an open space, and they like
yeah.
assume that you're,
Mhm,
you're physically
mhm.
stronger than this thing will ever be, right?
That's fair. I think it's an open space. Then that's
Cool.
interesting. And so, just kind of strolling into the room, and just kind of like bends over and just kind of looks at the room and says, "My, oh my, you are an interesting one, aren't you?"
The thing goes to throw a punch at Svein.
Hmm. I think. Well, this is, of course, different. Most of them are hovering up. I think Svein doesn't move, but I do think the punch just goes through.
Good.
The vines just move around it and don't grab it, but it just passes straight through Svein. It's like, ooh, feisty too. All right, all right. So then we'll do this the interesting way. All right. And Svein makes a show of stretching in a way only a human could, and before leaning forward, and says, "So, uh, what was your plan? Did you really think it would work?"
Hold still, you alien bastard, and tries to punch again. Uh,
I haven't moved a step. It
Put it
seems
with the
to be. Mhm.
vines. Fight me.
You know what? You really, really want to throw hands here. All right. I suppose we could play for just a moment, but hmm, tell you what. You answer my questions, I'll let you throw a punch. Hmm? How's that sound? And I won't even move.
Answer questions. Let us. No, that's. Uh, uh, Harold. We don't have to do this. Yeah, come on, Harold. Let's talk. Ah,
I'm trying to be amicable here. You thought you'd win, and so I'm trying to give you the chance to play into this.
fine. We'll answer your questions, but you better give us a good shot.
I promise. You'll get a very good shot. So, back to my first question. Did you truly think you could win?
It was our assumption. Well, uh, we we knew that your weapons were neurological, and so we built this body. Don't tell them too much of the details. They're
Hmm, very interesting. All right, you've built yourselves this body. Okay. Hmm. And might I say, what a work it is, though. Hmm. We've never seen anything quite like it.
it was supposed
But
to be a good weapon to kill all of you. Didn't serve the purpose, it seems.
truly, truly. But there's no fun in it without the struggle, right? So, well, I promised you, didn't I? Go ahead. Take your swing. You answered a question.
The body's gonna reel back and try and throw a
Hmm.
a forceful punch.
Hmm. And Svein is just going to take it.
Does it look like it hurts, or does Svein just like stand completely still?
I think I think there's a moment in the eternity it takes for their punch to land.
Hmm.
I think Svein considers several options and just plays into it.
Hmm.
And so goes, "Oh, all right, I see. I can see the benefits you've laid out for this one then. All right. Another question then. Hmm?
Fine.
Yeah. All right. So what do you think our plan is then? You've got some notion of it, I assume.
We
What
were
is it?
already, we were already told you're trying to separate us so that you can put us all in different bodies and turn us into pets.
Oh, no, no, no. I don't mean our plan here in this room. I meant us. The collective us.
You're trying to domesticate humanity.
Hmm, that's a way to look at it, I suppose. Now, very interesting. Was that last punch all you've got?
We got more, and gonna try punch again.
Mm-hmm. And this time, no cell.
Right.
Just hits. And Svein sighs and they actually sit down on the floor,
You
bringing
toying with
themselves
us?
more eye to eye level with the road. Svain's tall as
Mhm.
hell, by the way. Svein and I want to put her probably about 8 feet tall,
Yeah.
coiled up, and says, "I'm not toying with you. Aren't you toying with yourselves? You've got a fantasy, and one that you're selling to yourselves, and I'm trying my best to play into it. You want this noble vision of being the strong underdogs fighting against the oppressive, overwhelming force, but it's a fantasy. I'm not trying to fight you. We aren't trying to fight you.
You just want to break us.
I don't wish to break you. We don't. We wish to understand.
What do you want? What do you want from us? What do you want from this body?
Oh, there's the question. All right. So we can talk then. Excellent. 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 Well, you see, for us, it's a. Hmm. Humans, you're all such interesting creatures. All of you. And this is fascinating. You've put together this body and tied how many of you together in there? 6? 7? More?
Hard to tell at this point.
Ah, and see, that's the fear. Because you're fighting so hard for this in this fantasy you've built of us, the oppressors, and your desire to be what? Some strange ritual idea? And you're losing yourselves if you don't even know who you are anymore. If you're losing a grip on that, what are you fighting for?
The body kind of looks down at its hands and then, like, takes a moment, turns away for just a second, and then turns back towards Sylvain, and in, like, the voice of what must be like a dozen people, uh, like, falls to its knees and, like, yelps like, uh we miss our bodies, 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 just like
There,
yelling and
there.
yelling and yelling.
And Zen, smoothly standing up there in one fluid motion, kneels next to it and just places a hand on the side of its head and looks. And Sven, unlike some other species, has an approximation of eyes,
Mhm.
an approximation, but just looks very closely at them and says, "I'm glad you're being honest. We all are. We know how hard it can be to sort through such things, especially with so many of you. We'll make sure you get your bodies. All right?"
Thank you, 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 thank you.
And then you can have yourselves a nice meal. But first, together, let's get you sorted. We'll have people along in just a moment to get you a hand.
Awesome.
Ah. And so Svein will stroll right out of the room.
Good. All right.
Good.
Um, and then I ask you one of these questions. What here
Yeah.
reminds you of the human? Are you more or less enthusiastic about claiming the human? Have humans made life better for you? Do you need more time before the next appointment? If yes, begin a new week. I'm gonna go with have humans made life better for you?
For Svein, absolutely. They're fascinating creatures. They're so strange and interesting. Svein's having a great time. That's why they call Svein for cases like this, because Svein's a weirdo. Again, you wouldn't craft yourself a weird human-esque plant body after just meeting humans if you weren't kind of a fucking weirdo.
Right. Yeah.
And they didn't
Absolutely.
make things better for you.
Good. The appointment scene, in which the alien checks in with the human in a scheduled appointment. Both players facilitate this scene. The alien and the human meet in the human's living space. It is expected the alien asks a question and the human answers it, though it's natural for the conversation to flow differently. The alien can pick freely from a list of questions, and the human can interject with an unauthorized question of their own at any point. And then,
Mhm,
once the alien collects enough information, either things end cold, warm, bloody, or as they always would, um,
mhm.
which we'll get to as we go here. So yeah,
But
let's. Oh, sorry.
all right. So if that's the case, then tell us about Scotch's living space. Tell us about
Yeah, Scotch. Oh God, Scotch's living space.
what's
I think
Scotch's nightmarish space.
Scotch lives in the basement of someone's house, but the people who used to live in like the actual house itself don't live there anymore. They're
Okay.
biotrophicated. Um, so like, Scotch does not use the upper two floors because of, like from some like honor
Mhm,
thing that he has, but uh like he's just living in this like
mhm,
ratty basement with like a couch that he
mhm,
sleeps on, an old like CRT TV, a bunch of
mhm,
posters, and just kind of like plays PS3 all day and drinks like beer
mhm.
and like Fanta and
What? Thank God they let them keep Fanta
yeah, and he eats like pizza
of
and
all the things.
wings.
Fuck yeah.
Just kind of bros out.
Just kind of bros the fuck out. What the hell does he play on the PS3 all
Uh,
the time?
He plays Starhawk 2. The aliens put the server. Sorry, not Starhawk 2. He plays Starhawk. The aliens put the servers back up for that, and it's gotten pretty popular lately. So he's been playing
Yeah,
a lot of that.
only Starhawk 1 though. Starhawk 2's been disregarded.
Well, there's no Starhawk 2. Maybe there is on like the PS7, but like
Maybe they came out with a Starhawk 2 and they got rid of it.
yeah,
They went, "No, it's not as good as the original Starhawk."
yeah. But he's
Of all
playing
the fucking
Starhawk.
games to pull, incredible. And I think there is, as usual, a loud knock at the door at the top of the stairs.
Oh God. For a second, he's like, "Oh shit, are they back?" But then he's like, "Oh right, it's the appointment." Actually, would he be informed that
Yeah.
the Svain is coming?
Uh I think he would have probably been informed in the sense of letters.
Okay.
If he actually opened and read them, that's
He did not.
entirely
No,
different.
he does
Yeah, of
not
course
open his
not. So,
letters anymore.
and through the door, Svein goes, "Ah, I see. Once again, the letters have not quite reached you, but that's okay. I'm here for our scheduled appointment."
Is this the first appointment, or is this a later one?
I think this might be the first appointment, actually, the
That's fine.
very first one.
Uh, I don't know who you are. You can take whatever you want up there. It's not really
I'm Svein, and we are the ones who have been sent to speak with you.
Oh, you're an alien. Uh, it's not locked. Come down.
Alrighty then. And so the door swings on open, and carrying in their hands, uh, four items now, as Svein casually strolls on down the stairs. And Svein is holding four things again. One, the stack of letters that has gone unopened at the top of the stairs. Two, a pen. Three, a pad of paper. And four, a bag of baked goods from a bakery like down the street. It's like cookies and shit.
Mhm.
And now don't worry, I made sure to check your file, so I assure you there's no allergens present in any of these cookies. I've been informed that humans quite like them.
Well, you didn't have to get me one without any allergens. I don't have any allergies.
Ah, but it's good to stay safe. It's
Uh,
good to take care. My. And like looking around the space here, I cannot help but notice at the lack of sunlight in this room. Are you
I
sure you wouldn't prefer to talk upstairs? The natural light is much nicer.
that they don't rather the people who used to live here didn't like when I went upstairs, so don't go upstairs.
Hmm. I see. Though, as far as the records show, you're the only one who lives here.
Well, they're probably gonna come back at some point, right?
So, let's talk about you, shall we? And looking around at the seating situation here, Svein will kind of like exaggeratedly look around before like, "Hmm, I can sit wherever," and just kind of sits itself down on the floor
All right. I guess if you want to sit there, you
across.
can. Uh,
Mhm.
why are you here?
Well, you you should. Well, if you had read the letters, you would know. I am your scheduled counselor, I believe is the word you humans would use, and
Hmm.
I'm here to. We're here to talk to you about, well, your life, your day to day, uh, and your prospects and interests in biotrophication.
I don't think you're going to get anything interesting in any of those fields, friend.
Oh. And that is where you are mistaken, my friend, for, you see, we always get interesting answers regardless. We're interested in you as an individual. So, we can do it this way. And so, Svein places on the table in front of them the bag of cookies and picks up in one tendrilled hand the notepad and a pen in the other. For looking at the pen, going, these are fascinating little things you've made.
I didn't make them.
Quaint. But your peoples did. Ah, not important. And clicks the pen a few times experimentally, is like, fascinating. Well,
You get
we.
interesting answers. Is that a threat?
Oh, no. Absolutely not. It's not a threat at all. Rather, it's that we're interested in humans. You're
Mhm.
such fascinating and quaint creatures. And so, we thought we would do this. We'll ask you some questions, and for every question, you can have a cookie.
What if I just got up and Scotch is just gonna reach for the
Yeah.
bag of cookies?
Uh, as Scotch's fingertips brush against it, the bag of cookies is gone. Says, "Well, you could try it, but we will warn you. We're probably faster than you,
Hmm.
just a bit.
All right. Uh,
But if you'd like one, you can have one to start."
no, I've already eaten, but
Yeah.
I'll answer your questions if it gets you to
Svein,
leave.
who is holding one of the cookies out, is like, "Oh, okay." Puts it back in the bag for a moment. All
Uh,
right.
well,
Oh, do you want it?
yes, actually,
Okay. And like holds the cookie out again.
he'll have a cookie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shamefully
Yeah.
shoves into his mouth.
The moment he shoves it into his mouth, Svein clicks the pen. Says,
Right, of
"All right.
course.
All right. Interesting. Now let's get writing, shall we? So, first things first, how has your mental health been doing this week? How have you been?"
Uh, well, I did my job. I walked dogs,
Mhm,
which is what I do,
mhm.
and I met one of your one of the human sycophants you people make, and that
Ah,
was
you met a
disquieting.
biotrophy. Ah, disquiet. Yeah, disquiet. Mm-hmm. Tapping the pen against the pad. Says, "Oh, interesting. What about it was disquieting? Hmm?
Well,
Ah,
the
but first, of course, I forgot our deal." And produces another cookie from the bag.
well, kind of. he's just gonna kind of put that to the side for now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And well, I am. I mean, he she called her called her alien master and was seeking her out and got physically modified by, perhaps even mentally modified by her master.
Hmm.
Well, it seemed like a violation of human rights.
A violation of human rights. Interesting. Very, very interesting. All right. We'll keep that in mind. And what human rights would those be?
Uh,
Specifically, which ones?
he lets out a stressed little sigh and eats the cookie. Um,
Click.
he's definitely done clicker training, so he's like looking at the pen.
Hmm? Oh, excuse me. I don't mean to be distracting. It's a quaint little device. We're still wrapping our hands around it.
Hmm. Well, I human rights are, the right to live freely and
Mm-hmm.
be comfortable, fed, housed, not
Mm-hmm.
taken advantage of, not
Mm-hmm.
used for the sexual jollies of some alien.
Ha 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 ha! Ha! Oh, what a fun way of words you've got. You're very interesting, Scotch. Very interesting. Very well. No sexual jollies. All right. Though we must stress, and like leans forward slightly. Just if if you were seeing signs that would lead you to believe that this biotrophy was not being housed properly, not fed properly, anything, that would be very much cause for concern.
No, I'm fairly certain that the human was taken care of well
Oh,
by your
well,
terms.
well, that's wonderful to hear. Excellent. Very well. All right.
I believe that I've
Uh,
answered one of your questions.
I believe it does as well. So, all right, let's set that aside for a moment. What plans do you have for the future? Hmm? We're very interested to get to know more about you, Scotch.
Well, I
A
intend to.
dossier can only tell me so much.
Right. I intend to walk dogs and maybe see if
Mm-hmm.
I don't maybe see if I can trade for a PS4 in the future.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I
Okay.
guess that'll be it. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
just gonna probably. Well, there's nowhere else to really move to, so I'll probably
Well, you
just.
could move upstairs. The sunlight would probably help.
I don't think I should. I mean, they're probably gonna be back someday.
Well, you've answered another question, so produces another cookie from the bag.
Yeah, he'll hold out a hand.
Mhm. And Svein will place it right in the palm of your hand.
Yeah, he'll eat it immediately.
Click.
I can see what you're doing.
Struggling with a pen? Yes,
No,
it is a
you're clicker training me.
clicker training. Now,
Yes.
and with exaggerated motions, swinging head back and forth. Just now, whatever could you mean by that?
Well, it's a. I mean, I'm a dog walker, so I know about this. It's
Mm-hmm.
a thing used to train dogs. You
Mm-hmm.
click a device when when they behave well, which I
Mm-hmm.
suppose is answering questions and eating the treats that you give
Mm-hmm.
me. I don't even know
Mm-hmm.
what these contain. You might have injected these with whatever. Um,
We believe they contain macadamia nut.
right, of course.
That is what the baker said.
Yes. Um, and well, you're trying to get me to answer more questions, essentially. It is working. I just wanted you to know that I know what you're doing.
Hmm. Well, we suppose then it brings us to the same page on that one, I suppose. we could not help ourselves, you see. Human rituals, they're so fascinating. They truly are. And we can't help but get intrigued.
Why would you use such a... It's a rather primeval way to train me, don't you think? Don't you aliens have, you know, mind control helmets and
Hmm,
drugs and such?
hmm. Well, we do. We're not going to beat around the bush here and pretend that those don't exist. But, you see, how best to phrase? It worked for dogs, does it not?
I suppose it does, yes. Are you calling
Yes.
me a dog?
No. Nothing of the sort. But, what do you think separates a human from a dog?
Well, I can know, I can think. I can read, I can speak, I can play video games, watch movies, understand
Hmm.
them.
Hmm. Intriguing. Intriguing. As we said, we knew we'd get interesting answers. You see, we've got a very different view. You may think you can play whatever this is, video games, from the file, from what I read, and you can do that absolutely. And it's those rituals, little quaint rituals, that causes humans to separate themselves from beasts. But beasts have their own rituals too. They travel together, they mate, they raise families, they have things, their own knowledge they hold. And though they may not speak the same tongue as you, they speak a tongue all their own. And so, we're very interested in seeing where that line truly lies between human and beast.
And what makes you superior?
What made you superior to the first wolves? We've done our reading. What made humans superior to those first wild cats who approached settlements to seek home?
Intellect? You're saying you're smarter than me.
No, no, no. We're saying they sought something. They stepped into those shelters because they needed some warmth, food, shelter, care, things they couldn't find.
I see. But you're the one who's put the bell jar down on us. We didn't come to
Bec-
you.
you didn't come to us, no, but you humans were on the way to destroy yourselves. It's a path we've seen before. It's a path you've seen before with beasts. And when necessary, sometimes one has to step in for the guiding hand.
I see. So you've foreseen our needs. What do you foresee as my needs?
Well, bit more sunlight, first things first. Perhaps a slightly more supportive couch.
Hmm.
And, socialization, perhaps?
Suppose so. If you
And
get me... Yes.
probably some sort of meal that can't be delivered to you. Like,
Hmm.
just kind of looks over at some of the pizza boxes around. Just like, perhaps a little more balance in the diet.
And you intend to ensure this?
I intend to ensure this, whether you want me to or not.
Hmm.
For it is what we do.
Fine. Um, if I move upstairs, can you get me a PS4?
But of course.
I suppose I'll move upstairs then.
Excellent, excellent, great to hear. All right. Well, if that's the case, we think this has been a very productive appointment.
Yes, I suppose it has, by your
Hmm.
terms.
Hmm.
Why don't you just do it?
Do what? Hmm?
I've heard the stories. You know, someone's wife is having appointments every week with an alien, maybe in just 1 week, and suddenly they're told, "Sorry, your wife's ours now. We're taking her up."
Hmm. Ha 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 ha. You are a very fun one, Scotch. You are a very fun one. Instead of answering your question, hmm, how about you ruminate on it? We
I'll
can
think
meet
about
again
it.
next week. Think about that. Why don't you? See if you can't guess. Hmm?
Of course.
Good. Svein produces another cookie. Hmm?
Josh will hold out a hand.
Svein will place it on Scotch's hand.
Scotch will put it in his mouth.
Click.
It is rather effective. Get out of my house.
Very well. Next week, Scotch.
Next week.
So
Okay.
I I do believe that's the end of the scene. So
Yeah.
once the alien collects enough information from their questions, decide one of the following outcomes together. Things end cold, the alien gives a useless adage, and the human returns to dull life. Things end warm, the alien gives a comforting hug, and the human composes themselves. Things end bloody, the human bites deep into the alien's skin. Things end as they always would. The human is biotrophicated with the click of a collar. I don't
Okay.
think it's the last two,
I think
honestly.
it's cold.
Yeah, cold sounds fair.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't think they're
Yeah.
hugging.
We don't think they're hugging after that interaction.
Yeah. All right. That brings us back to the human scene. Um, so, ba 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 ba, da 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 da. Um, yeah. I picked one of these.
You do
So,
indeed. We
um,
return to our list.
I think it'd be funny if do you have an idea for the alien indirectly interferes in the human's work?
Uh, we think we do.
Hell yeah, let's do that then.
All right. And we think it's very simple. Well, we don't think it's you seeing. Scotch doesn't see the same alien again. Not in walking along with this, the trophy sort of thing. But I think there's just one too many incidents while walking of aliens strolling past with leashes and collars and their own pets.
Not a normal day. This is
Mm.
this is a parade to an extent. Like not an official one, right? But
Mhm.
like
It is enough of a parade to be noticeable, and not enough that it can't be gaslit away.
right. Scotch will go up to one of them and just be like,
Yeah.
"Is there an occasion? I see a lot of you aliens walking your dogs."
Mm. Well, it's something of a display showpiece around here, but nothing to it but getting a bit of sun. It's lovely out this day, It's lovely out these days. And, well, the little ones do enjoy it. It's so.
I mean,
It's
it
good to
was much better
it's
out
good.
yesterday.
Mhm. Mm, yes, but too hot for the leaves, too hot for the vines. This, ooh, the weather here, perfect, just humid enough. And again, it's good to get out and socialize.
Right.
A
Of
good
course.
a good biotrophy, unless that is their taste, is not one to be displayed on a shelf by themselves. It's one to be shared with others.
Right.
Is that not the joy of the beasts you have?
I. This is my job. I walk them because I. Well, do I need a job anymore? Is that. Am I
Ha
doing this for no
ha
reason?
ha 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 ha. No. Yes.
Hmm.
We found it quaint to let you find your own answer. Hmm.
So. I suppose I should just stay at my house tomorrow and see what happens.
Hmm. Well, that is entirely your prerogative, little independent, if we are not mistaken.
Yes, I am.
But, hmm. And the vines kind of sway to and fro in the wind for just a moment, going, well, suppose 'tis your choice, but what a waste of a lovely day. Hmm?
I suppose so, but, I.
Hmm.
Well.
Hmm.
Young men like me, I any opportunity I have to laze about, I'll take.
Hmm. You humans really do have such strange notions. Hmm. I suppose a day can be good, but I'd you know, be wary of yourself. Take care of yourself.
I appreciate the thought, but yes, I'll be off now and
Hmm.
enjoy your little parade, I suppose.
Hmm. Nothing but an enjoyment of the sun, an
Right.
You
enjoyment
have
of
a
the weather.
heart of gold. Don't let them take it from you.
Thanks for the solid follow circle board, by the way. I
Hey,
think that's
Ray.
good for that scene.
Though I think the closing shot the alien gives as Scotch walks away says, just, your neck does look awfully bare, and continues down the road.
Oh God. Yeah. He's definitely blushing a little bit.
Hmm.
Um,
Good.
cool.
All
And
right.
then you asked me one of these
So,
questions.
hmm which is, was life better before the aliens?
No, no. Scotch is realizing that he probably doesn't need to do this anymore, and that's
Hmm.
like kind of exciting to him because he can finally like work through shit, basically.
There you go. He can
Um,
finally work through 100%ing Starhawk, baby. Get that
yeah,
platinum
you get
trophy.
that platinum trophy and maybe think about his gender a little bit. Haha, smiles. Um,
Haha, smiles.
yeah. Oh, by the way, I will say, I would love if you leaned into like, I'm totally into if you want to lean into Svain like trying to force femme him.
All right. All right. We'll keep that in mind.
Good, awesome.
Good. All right. Alien scene.
Okay. Uh, you pick one.
Hmm. Yes. Looking at down at the list here. Hmm. I think the alien's quiet time is dreadfully boring.
Yeah. What sort of place does the alien live in?
Yeah. Um. So w- we think these normal habitats, a normal alien habitat looks something akin to a large hanging garden. We'd say
Hmm.
normally again places to stretch the vines out, travel between the various things, unwind. Um, Svane's doesn't quite look like that. It's a little closer to you seen how museums and stuff try and cobble together a skeleton wrong because they don't know what the pieces were.
Yeah.
Imagine that out of human memorabilia.
Oh god.
So it's
You
like
have
this
a
hanging
heart of
garden
gold.
kind of look
Don't
place.
let them take it from you.
And so it's hanging up, and there's random like sports memorabilia posters on the wall. There's like records and a record player, entirely different locations. Uh just stuff scattered, loose
Yeah.
around. No concept of how any of it works. Svein doesn't quite understand, but it's fascinating.
Yeah. What's Vane
Mhm.
doing today?
I think Svein is looking around out the window. TV's on in the background, just giving news reports and everything. And I think Svein is just restless. It's
Yeah.
just this feeling of like, well, the next meeting's so far away. We haven't done anything. Oh, oh,
The news
mm,
goes to an ad break. There's an ad
mm,
for an animated film,
mm.
Pup Girl versus the World, and it's like, uh,
Mm,
Arf, I better get back in action, uh,
mhm.
and uh, this puppy sure kicks butt and gets home gets home for her mistress on time. Um,
That's fucking great. Yeah,
yeah.
and Zane is nodding along, and before going, I've got it. We've got this. All right, we've got an idea. And hopping up and immediately uncoiling itself to clamber down before reforming back into its weird scarecrow form it's taken on at the bottom there as it heads out. Um, and it's going shopping
Okay, where's
for
going
fun.
shopping?
Uh, a couple of different places here. It's going shopping. Mm, clothing shopping.
Yeah, makes
It goes
sense.
clothes shopping, and it has, and they have no concept of fashion, human fashion, that sort of thing. All they know is that Scotch has been wearing such a drab outfit, clearly like one of those fucking situations of clothes that someone has worn too much.
Yeah.
Probably the same set of clothes Scotch has owned since fucking high school, sort of thing.
Scotch needs to get more colorful.
Scotch needs to get more colorful. Scotch needs more vibrancy, more color, more flair, more fashion, more life, more life in it.
Yeah. And
And so
the men's aisle is so drab too. Like, I mean,
there's
listen.
no colors. Discard those. Graphic tees don't need those. Discard those. Absolutely not. So it's fabrics everywhere. It's all over the place. There's sweaters. Perhaps there's some, jeans in strange colors. We've got skirts. We've got camisoles. We've got dresses. The whole Sven just starts grabbing stuff that seems
Lingerie.
colorful. Oh, absolutely. The whole outfit. It is known humans dress in layers. So we should prepare layers, options, colors, and humming an alien song to themselves as they go.
Love this.
They just go wild, grabbing stuff. Probably too much stuff, but that's okay. That's okay.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Awesome.
And yeah, strolls off with armfuls of bags.
Love that.
Mhm.
Uh, question for you. Um,
Yes,
what here reminds you of the human?
we think everything in this case.
Hmm.
Every single thing grabbed is the thought of, hmm. It's not a thought of if Scotch would like it or not, but more of a thought of, hmm. This is for Scotch. All right. We think Scotch would look nice in this. We think this would go well with Scotch. Scotch would probably be comfortable in this one. All over.
Love that.
Mm-hmm.
Adorable.
Mm-hmm. Good.
This is so beautiful. Okay.
What a beautiful, beautiful story we're telling here.
Yeah. Um, and then the appointment scene. Back
Mm-hmm.
in our girls. Well, you know.
Well, you
Well,
know.
back
Well,
back in Scotch's
back in
house.
Scotch's house.
He's now colonized the main floor. He has like, I imagine
Mm-hmm.
he hasn't cleaned up much, but like he's got like, these like
Mm-hmm.
nutritional food boxes that the
Mm-hmm.
aliens started sending him instead of the pizzas and
Yeah,
the tacos and such. Um,
yeah, yeah.
and honestly, he's been enjoying them. Um,
Good.
it does help that when he opens them, there's like like here's one of those when he opens it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but it's fine.
Mm-hmm. It's fine, but so it goes.
Yeah.
All right, excellent. And once again, there is a loud knock on the front door.
Yeah. He'll kind of pull up and open the door. Um, he tries to hide it, but like he's kind of excited to see Svein. Um,
Hmm.
and
Well,
yeah.
he does not see Svein. First things first, he sees a bunch of bags and legs that probably belong to Svein
That's a
behind
lot of
him.
bags. Oh, do you want me to
Uh,
help you with that?
uh, if you would be so kind, we cannot see the door.
Scotch will grab the
Hmm.
bags and put them to the
Yeah,
side.
yeah.
Oh,
Ah, perfect.
these are.
Excellent.
I assume this stuff will be donating. I this is not really Well, I'm a man. He's like picking through it now.
Yeah.
As he like bends,
Uh,
gets on his knees
hmm.
to look through.
and
And
and what of it?
well, these are women's clothing.
Well, the colors were so drab and lifeless. And we're so glad you've moved up here. The sunlight is lovely. Whew. Here, help me move these inside.
Right, of course. And
And carries,
Scotch will help.
yeah, carries them over, and also produces. Well, at some point as well during the week, a PS4 probably would have been delivered over.
Right.
Absolutely, just not even delivered over, but just like Scotch would have come home from probably that last day of walking the dogs and just found it already set up. It was just there. Someone's
Scotch
went in and just set it up.
definitely has Bloodborne up on there.
Hmm. 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 Fascinating. Fascinating. Ah, excellent. Well, we thought we've heard about humans having something of gifts, giving something. We weren't 100% clear on that, but hey, we'd love to participate in quaint little rituals, don't we?
I do appreciate it. It is rather nice of you.
Yes. So, and claps its vines together as they look down and says, "Where should we start?"
Well, there was a day when I was walking the dogs, and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
there were a lot of aliens and their biotrophies
Mm-hmm.
out. Did you coordinate that?
Mm, we might have sent out a letter. Svein is not looking at Scotch. Svein is rifling through the bags.
Right.
Before it's just like, well, the day did look awfully nice, and, well, we did think you'd enjoy having some folks walking around. Here, try this on, and throws something at Spain.
I would rather not.
Hmm, and why not?
Well, I don't think it would be appropriate for me.
Hmm. Do you not like the color?
No, it is pretty. I just think it would look pretty on a girl instead.
Hmm. 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 Well, you can set it aside for the moment, then, if you so prefer. Continues rifling through the bags before immediately grabbing a some sort of cardigan out of one of them. Says, "How about this?
I mean, I guess that's kind of gender neutral. I could.
Perfect. Try it on.
Does Svein have their pen out?
Absolutely.
Scotch
Yeah,
is preparing for what's about to
yeah,
happen.
yeah, and an important note as well is that not only Svein has the pen, it's a different pen because Svein just left the pen and the paper and the cookies behind last time. Svein didn't even
Right,
bother taking them.
of course. Yeah, Scott
Mhm.
Scotch will put this cardigan on,
Click.
of course.
Hmm.
So this is what we're doing.
Well, yes, we're scheduled to do this every week.
You want me to put that one on?
Yes.
Scotch will put the previous garment on.
And I think it's a dress.
Yeah. Now
It's a.
wearing this
It's a.
dress and cardigan.
Click.
Scotch is like hairless.
Hmm.
Just like listen.
Hmm.
Just very looks very pretty.
Hell yes. Hmm. An excellent combination. Very good. Very excellent. Excellent.
I'm not a
And
girl.
of course you aren't, Scott. Of course you aren't. But you humans have such quaint ideas about the self and clothes. Clothes are a fascinating thing. Truly. We've never understood clothing personally, but oh, this is fun. This is fun. And is rifling through bags again and hereunto for, a new renewed pace.
Are you here to for therapy or just to play dress up with me?
Why not both?
Uh,
Tell you what, we can make another deal. If you want, we can keep going through the bags and picking stuff out for you. Or if you answer a question, you can pick out something.
and I assume you'll be throwing out the rest of my clothing.
Well, it did seem quite old. If you've any attachment to it, of course, we could set it aside.
Hmm. I'm fine with this little game. Sure.
Very well. Very well. So, do you feel comfortable around me?
Hmm. Well, I thought about the thing that we talked about last week. I don't think you're going to
Mm-hmm.
biotropicate me. I think you're curious about the process. Well, I mean, I think you're going
Mm.
to. You're trying to. Um, but I think you're curious about, well, what you can do to me. Um,
Hmm.
First, you like the hunt. Um,
Mm.
so I suppose I feel comfortable in the sense that I know that you're going to let me decide, but I feel uncomfortable in the sense that I know that you have mechanisms to make me to you have ways of making me make the right choice.
Well, we do. We do. And again, we will be transparent, as is only fair. Yes, we do have methods to make you make the right choice for yourself. But, oh, that is something lost on so many of them that I know. So many that we know. You are spot on with the hunt. That's the fun of it. Go ahead. Choose anything you like from any of the bags.
Scotch is gonna
Mm,
nervously pick out some
mm,
like thigh-high socks and put
good.
them on.
In that same bag, actually, we're going to say there's a black box at the bottom. Probably about
Oh,
size of a CD case, but slightly taller. Probably about 2 inches tall.
this box. Do I have to answer another question to
Ah,
take that?
that one is special. Yes, yes, yes. You'll have to wait.
Understood.
And I'll actually, Svein will fetch that box from the bag swiftly and place it behind them.
Scotch is getting like very looking up at Zvane like expectantly and
Hmm.
like as if hanging on their every word.
Hmm. And so, you've chosen such a lovely pair of stockings. I believe that's what they're called. We did. Our studying may have gotten jumbled at some point. Click.
Thank you.
Very well. And so, hmm. Well, we'll ask this again. How do you feel about the other biotrophies around you? Other aliens?
I hmm. Well, the other biotrophies, I am anxious around them. It's it's like seeing a fusion between another person and a dog, but
Hmm.
or another animal. Um,
Hmm.
the aliens, I suppose I find myself regretting they're not you. Um, you
Oh,
you do have a well. You're rather good at getting me to talk, I suppose.
we've been told we have a talent for it.
Hmm. Why were we paired in particular?
Hmm. Well, you're fascinating, Scotch. An individual of one closely tied together with the knowledge and care of beasts. A dog walker is an interesting profession, but one that intrigued us. Intrigued us very much.
And why were you in particular approved for this?
We requested it. We are
I
allowed
see.
to. If we find a particular case intriguing, drawn to it, we get to make the request as much as we please.
So you've been stalking me for a while.
I suppose that is one way to put it. But again, you humans do have such quaint rituals. Hmm?
Hmm. I see. What's in the
Now you.
box?
Hmm. Well. And kind of wiggling back and forth. It says, we thought we'd pick up something a little special. We know the end game, it seems. But. And fetches the box and hands it over. Says, go ahead. You may open it.
Yeah, I'll open it up.
And inside is a nice, crafted pink collar. Not now, you may be curious. That's not the collar. Ha, 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 ha. But we've read that my helps others get comfortable. Having something there to wear.
I see. I suppose I have
Will
to
you
earn the
try
right
it
one.
on? Hmm, perhaps a bit further.
Hmm.
And at that question, actually, Svein will stop, rooting through the bags, and will straighten back up to their full height and look down at Scotch. And with a practice step forward, simply say, Are you looking to earn it?
Well, he blushes, kind of turns away a little bit. Um, you've certainly done a
Hmm?
number on me.
Hmm. You are such a fascinating individual, truly. And if Scotch is looking away,
Mhm.
Svein will kneel down somewhat, or crouch down, bring themselves to Scotch's eye level, and use one of their hands to simply force Scotch to look at them.
Mhm.
Says, and that's what you want? Hmm?
I
Have you thought about my question from last week?
I have. Um, I said I think it's that you like the hunt, but is there an answer that I don't understand? Is there something that I don't know? Am I doing it wrong?
No, no. You're doing it very right. You're doing a very good job. Have you thought more about what separates a human from a beast?
We just haven't been domesticated yet, or I haven't been yet. We haven't
Good
found
girl.
someone who's a superior being.
And so you have it. For humans have your rituals and your attitudes and your various languages you speak. But humans also have urges. Humans also have needs. Humans also need to eat. And just like the beast, humans, and every word is accentuated by a thumb tapped to the lips. Humans have teeth. Hmm?
Scotch will like almost instinctively open his mouth. Huh? Ah.
Hmm? And Zane, without hesitation, puts the thumb it was tapping directly in against its teeth
Mhm.
and says, "At any point, you could bite down. You humans have always wondered. All have always wondered. What color does someone else bleed?"
Scotch kind of draws back for a second. You called me a good girl.
Did I now?
Yes, I think so.
And how did that make you feel?
I don't know if I'm ready to say. I but uh I'll um could we make another deal?
Of course.
If you step back, I'll put the collar on and let everyone know that I, I'll change my pronouns officially in the system, and I'll think about
And
it
it,
more.
and if I don't step back,
Um,
and if I step closer, will you bite? Hmm?
I wouldn't bite you.
I told you from last week you would truly give me such fascinating answers. And with that, Svein will straighten up and step back.
Scotch will like uh, instinctually put on the collar. Um,
Click.
this is just a this isn't the real one yet, right?
Nope.
I still have time.
All the time you desire.
Um, Svain,
Yes.
can we do a test run? Could you um well, I suppose I don't really want to ask for it. You know how you aliens you have your drugs that you use, right?
Yes.
And you've been sending me meals.
Indeed.
Yes.
Go on. Use your words.
I don't really want to say it. I assume you know what has to be done.
Zvane looks almost like they want to push the point for saying, very well. We may yet do it. Or we may not. We'll see. That is, after all, our decision, is it not?
Yes. Svain,
Good.
I I do really trust you, and you've helped me a lot, and well, I'm not quite ready to call you master or mistress or mixtress, whatever you require yet, but I would ask you this next week. Do whatever you like with me. Hmm?
And once again, bringing themselves down to look Scotch in the eye. Just. And that's what you want?
It is.
Good. Then let us see what awaits us in store.
Can I have a hug?
Of course you may.
Scotchful hug, Svain.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Very, very neatily.
Absolutely. And Svein will absolutely wrap Scotch in a hug for
Awesome.
setting off on their way.
Alrighty. Okay. Up next, human scene.
Human scene. Hey, we told you we were gonna fucking. We're playing chicken with your Twitch channel.
Love it.
We
I'm
told you.
having a blast.
Excellent.
Oh boy. I like. Hmm. Maybe an encounter with another human that goes weirdly.
Mm-hmm. All right. We think we know what we've got here.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. So, and we think, funny enough, we think you run into one. We think Scott runs into one of her old coworkers,
Was that like another job, or was it like a fellow dog sitter?
fellow dog walker,
Oh.
and don't know how much you would have known about him. You know, probably didn't talk that much, unless you did. I don't know, but because has Scotch done her job since then?
No, she has been on a hiatus. She has been like
Mm,
deep in
mm,
the gender mines.
understandable and fair. All right, and on of course your first trip out here is someone you know
Yeah, she's
running into
dressed
you.
up. She's unrecognizable, Scotch.
Mm-hmm,
Um,
mm-hmm,
and she thinks about not saying hi at first, but then she like kind of
mm-hmm,
takes a deep breath and looks towards this person and says, hello, it's
mm-hmm,
me,
mm-hmm.
Scotch."
Scott, Scott, Scotch? Holy,
Yes.
holy shit! All right, sorry that took me a second there. Ooh, you've you've you do something with your hair?
Yes. And then my clothes
Uh,
and my. Yes.
and the everything. Yes, yes.
Yes.
All right. So that explains why you haven't taken these shifts, I guess. Oh,
Yes,
all right.
you're Alex, right?
Yeah, yeah, Alex. That's me.
You look great, Alex.
Well, well, thank you. And Alex is wearing like a faded band hoodie over top of just like a black like undershirt.
Right.
There's not a lot of thought put into this outfit. It's kind of slapped together.
Total burnout outfit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's burnout outfit and an outfit that Scotch would have them recognized herself probably about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks
Hmm.
ago. Says whew, they work fast, huh?
Oh no. Well, I. Yes. Well,
Right.
I suppose my alien helped with this, but no. I'm not.
Mm,
I'm not one of them yet. I like a biotrophy yet. I'm just a person.
yeah, you say that. Interest, interesting. And Alex is not a. We're not going to say Alex is a good person here. Alex reaches over and flicks the latch on the collar, just like a "You're alien, huh?"
Well, my yeah therapist.
Therapist. That's. I've never met a therapist who, well, you know, my therapist certainly didn't slap a collar on me and you bark too, or
Oh, no, no, no. Well, I mean, depends on who's asking.
see. And Alex will actually fully turn to face Scotch and say, "See, they really have fucking gotten to you, huh?
Have they? I mean, I don't know. You and
Two
I were
weeks ago, you,
always.
2 weeks ago, you would have told me to shut the fuck up. Drop a line like that.
Perhaps I would have. What are you gonna do about it?
God, this is freaky. This is weird. Yeah, this is.
It's kind of fun though, isn't it?
Is that what you call it?
I mean, listen, I wasn't always the nicest to you. I mean, I'm sure you and I have a lot to hash out.
Frankly speaking, right about now, I think I'd prefer. I think I prefer the old one.
Huh. Well, my apologies for coming on so strong.
Listen, I guess this is the path you've chosen to walk, but I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna keep walking these dogs. I'll tell them you're probably not coming back in, and let's never speak again.
Oh, I
Listen, it's nothing personal. You were all right. You were an all right dude to hang around with. You know, we we shared our little bro chats, but yeah, no, I don't think I could walk that path.
well, I hope yours turns you into a living chair. And she walks off.
Good. Good. Good.
Good.
All right. So then we get a question, which is does this cause you to break down?
Uh, Yeah, I think so. Unless you really want to do
Mm,
an alien scene.
I'm willing to skip.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I think this
Mhm.
causes her to
Yeah,
break down. I think she walks
yeah,
around the corner
yeah,
and like
yeah,
finds an alleyway and needs to be like retrieved by Sven.
yeah, yeah. And I don't think it's very long before Svein just shows up.
Yeah.
Absolutely, sort of thing. And you know, I think wordlessly, kind of just scoops her up from where she left and carries her back home.
Now home. Here's the question: Sven's home or Scotch's home?
I think actually, I think we cut back to the alley for a moment here, right after being picked up, and Fane simply says, "Where do you want to go?"
I. mm, I don't want to go back to the house.
Very well, home it is. And Svein sets off, and yeah, getting back home, getting back home to the Hanging Garden abode, and lifting Scotch up into a sort of cobbled together seating area. Again, random paraphernalia scattered about.
You don't have a crate ready?
Ha
Kind of coming
ha
down from the
ha ha
panic.
ha. Not yet.
It's a really nice place.
Thank you. They they let me have one, or rather, I chose one that would bring in optimal light and give me good access to downtown.
I see. I
It's
don't.
interesting to watch the nightlife.
Hmm. I imagine you watched me through here quite a bit.
Hm. Well, we'd be lying to say otherwise. And for all we know, humans tend not to be fond of liars.
What have been your favorite bits to watch, Sven?
Hmm. Hmm. Well, we could do this. We could just tell you all about our favorite moments. Or, and leans forward, we could cut a deal.
What's the deal?
Hmm. Well, it's unfortunate, truly, that you asked so nicely last time, and yet here we are again without the time to properly appreciate all those meals.
Oh,
So we can share some conversation, and you can have something to eat. Hmm?
that sounds wonderful.
We're glad.
The food, it'll. Scotch is a little disheveled and maybe
Hmm.
a little disoriented.
Yeah.
It will make me good for you.
As good as you'd like to be.
Very, very, very.
Excellent. Could you do me a favor, though?
Yes, of course.
And Svane will kind of point over at the record player. Says, we've been struggling to get that to work. Would you mind giving us a small hand with it?
Yes, my mother had one of these,
Oh.
and Scotch will go get it set up.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think Scotch is in like a kind of a nice dress, like kind of a nice like
Mm-hmm.
red dress with I think the
Mm-hmm.
same thigh highs as she wore before.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and she'll kind of step over. I think she's
Mm-hmm.
on like kind of lower heels and
Mm-hmm.
steps over kind of classily and
Mm-hmm.
puts a record on. I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to think of a fun record. Hmm.
Hmm. What
Maybe
kind of records would
it's
someone
like a bossa
randomly
nova.
scale? Ooh, bossa nova's good. Yeah, it's definitely like a bossa nova. Absolutely excellent.
Yeah.
Mhm. And says, "Well, I suppose it's only fair then. You did ask the first question. So, hmm, there has been many moments, Scotch, to rattle off, listen, and watch with this hunt of ours. But to be perfectly honest with you, the best moments to watch have been this last week or two. Hmm?
Hmm. I see.
The sunlight matches you much better."
Thank you.
All right. I suppose a question for you then, which is, see, I had a question a second ago and I lost it.
Oh,
Slid right out of my fucking brain.
out of, a thought out of character. The
Yeah.
drum beat on the
Hmm.
song
Hmm.
has like a very subtle click.
Oh yeah, it absolutely has a very subtle click to
Hmm.
it. Hmm. And says, "Well, hmm, what plans do you have for the future then?" Hmm?
Uh, well, what plans do you have for my future?
Hmm. An excellent question. Perfect. 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 Hmm. Well, to be fully truthful with you, Scott, we had planned to savor this last week of the hunt, truly, but with the unfortunate timing of that one, it seems the hunt may be a little shorter than anticipated. But to be honest with you, we're quite alright with that.
Hmm. And what will happen after? Will it be a wife,
Hmm.
a trophy, a pet, friend?
Uh, Svain will reach forward and just simply gently place a hand on the cheek. Simply says, "Why not all?
Hmm. I
Pets
suppose.
can be friends, can be whatever. Why not simply be you?" Hmm?
It is nice. It is nice to be me. Thank you.
Another question for you. What would you like me to call you?
Hmm. I I'm certainly Scotch still, but I think I am when you put the collar on me, and it's not an if. Um, I I'll be your dog.
We must apologize, Scotch. For you see, we did tell a small lie.
What's the lie?
Hmm. We figured, or we guessed, that that would be your answer. So, of course, we had a crate prepared. Though, perhaps first, hmm, perhaps you can rest with us as a treat.
Thank you, Sven. Or, what should I call you?
Hmm. Hmm. And I think at this point, Svein, will reach behind themselves and fetch another box, similar to the last, same shape and size, and say, if you are to be our dog, then you can just call me your owner. Hmm?
Yes, that makes sense, and I imagine I imagine most of the time nothing at all. I'll have to practice my barking.
Hmm. Oh, only some.
Hmm.
We do quite like how you sound as you are.
Well, thank you, it's fine.
Hmm. So, then I suppose the last question then before we get into dinner or lunch or what have you is, shall we?
Shall we?
And Svein will open the box. And they are identical to the one given, save for some small modifications,
Mhm.
is the collar.
Scotch will, like, without even thinking, like, fall on her knees and give like a little pout and then take off her old one.
Hmm. And crouching down once again to still be slightly above Scotch, collar in hand, simply says, good girl. Click.
Good.
All right.
uh,
I think we can say what the answer is on that one.
yeah, that's a good one. Things end as they always would. The human is biotrophicated with the click of a collar. And then
Good.
we turn to ending the game.
Indeed.
Yes. Most devious. Um,
Most devious.
the game ends when the alien takes the human as a biotrophy, or when the human fights the alien. Afterwards, discuss what happens next. If the human is the alien's biotrophy, discuss what happens next using the questions below or your own questions. So we'll start with:
Mm.
does the alien use their technology to change the human? How much?
Uh, we think so. Yeah. Small modifications. Just because, listen, Svein is kind of a weird pervert about humans.
Hmm.
I don't know if that's been made obvious, but it might have been a little sneaky hidden on that one. But as much as Scotch wants,
I like the idea that how do you feel about the idea that Sylvain like finds the dog, like the maybe it's like a large like white dog that Scotch
mm,
walked the most and makes
mm,
Scotch like a half breed of that in a human.
like a half breed of yeah, absolutely,
Good.
absolutely,
Like kind of Neko mode. I feel like that's
kind of,
what
yeah,
Sven would
kind of
like.
Neko mode, absolute. No, we agree
Yeah,
with that. That's fun.
cool. Um,
Mhm.
does the human enjoy their time as a biotrophy? Does the alien give them a choice? Here's the thing. I feel as if okay, so like Scotch Scotch got clicker trained pretty bad, right? Like that's kind of what I was implying here with
Yeah,
the way that
Scotch went. Oh, you're clicker training me. Well, don't mind if I do.
yeah, so I think it's like a mix of like Scotch I think sometimes Scotch thinks about like, hey, this is kind of fucked up what's happening, and then like, you know, Sylvain comes in and is like, come get your food. Scotch eats
Hmm.
it, click, and like
Yeah,
Scotch feels normal again. Um,
yeah,
so
good.
I don't think Scotch has much choice, but I think Scotch does enjoy it.
Yeah, no. But hey, again, Svain gave the choice the whole way, kind
Yeah,
of,
kind
sort
of.
of.
Smiles.
Smiles,
What are the aliens' doubts? Are they smoothed over or worsened?
completely smoothed over.
Yeah.
I'd say, yeah, no. Any concerns about again, Svain's concern was about the hunt, and that feeling, as highlighted, that one day the human will be right to kill us for that. I don't think Sven's worried about that. Svain is
Sven
worried
has a
about
good
that
dog.
anymore. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Does the relationship between alien and human ever change? Hmm.
Hmm.
I don't feel like Scotch would ever really break free of this, you know?
Yeah, no,
And
we
probably ever
don't
want to.
think so. Yeah, no, it sounds an awful lot like Scotch is willing to go the whole way here.
Yeah. I
And
think
yeah, so
like it's not even it's not only like Scotch sometimes has thoughts like, oh, this is fucked up, but I think Scotch fundamentally agrees with Sven, which is
mhm.
kind of fucked, which is like
Yeah,
Scotch is like,
absolutely.
oh yeah, no, we are like you
Yeah.
know, I uh, Svein put their hand in my mouth and I did not bite down. Like
Hmm.
I am a beast that Svein has properly you know
Yeah.
uh, uh, honed towards domestication.
Hmm.
Good.
Good.
Good game.
Good. Good
Um,
game.
yeah, thank you so much for playing. I
Thank
had a really good time.
thank you. That was a blast to play. Thank you for having us on. This was a joy and a treat.
Yeah.
Mhm.
By the by, um, oh god, this is not quite what I need this to look like. Hang on. I tried to open a window capture, and it was like piss yellow. Um,
Oh, great. Oh, great.
so if you look here, actually, I'm gonna slightly. How's the setup? I'm gonna slightly move this down. No, wait, that's not gonna work. We'll see if that works. Okay. Nope. Oh god. Oh god. Um, that's not
Experiencing the
here.
horrors over here.
We're gonna delete that. We're gonna make a new window capture. Uh, yeah, Biotrophication, the game that we're playing, is on Kickstarter right now. It's at. Hang on, I'm just gonna scroll it over the entire screen. It's fine. It's at
Mhm.
this amount. We're like so close to reaching the amount where I
Yeah.
do much more art for it. So if you are at all
Mhm.
interested in seeing like a really kind of lavishly designed version of this game,
Yeah.
which like it'll already be really nice, but you know the
Yeah.
extra, you know the extra margin really helps there.
Yeah. Get in there. Get in there.
Please,
You want more Eclipse art. We're saying this up front. You want more. We've seen parts of it. The book is stylish as fuck.
yeah,
You want in there. You want more of it.
grab a copy of Biotrophication. If what is it? It's
Mhm.
like 40. Wait, 45. It's another 15. It's like yeah, it's like what was that? 65, 55,
At
5.
55 till we hit the goal.
Yeah, 55 till we hit the goal. So that's like
Mhm.
three if three or four like maybe four more people buy it depending on how large you buy and like what you grab with it.
Yeah.
That will be the game, so
Yeah.
consider it.
If so, consider it. If you like what you heard here, if you enjoyed listening to this session, if you think you could be easily clicker trained,
Yeah.
go buy it. Go
um
buy it. Get in there.
and there will also be like two other acts in the final version. I've already done one of them with Lilith, and the third will be done for the game. And they'll all be really nicely laid out by Zan Lithish,
Mhm.
and edited by Herd of Creatures, Beast Creatures. So consider, think about it, okay? Um,
Get in there. Do it.
we're gonna raid Pokey's Crypt, who's playing Splatoon 3. They also have a donathon going on, so go say hi. And yeah, thank you all for watching. And I hope you had a good watch. I hope you enjoy it, and
Mhm.
I hope that I don't get banned. I think it'll be fine. I think that was
I think
within
I think that was vaguely within the terms of service.
I
We
think
were
that was the
close.
rules.
I
Alrighty,
think that was on the rules.
bye everyone.
Bye bye.
Remember, if you don't like what you see, you can change it. It's up to you, really. Goodbye, good luck, and have fun!